Hey everyone, today I made one of our box frames using the Rustic Birdhouse and the Bless Our Nest transfers. Before I got started, I used the Minwax finishing wax so that I could wax my board. And it just keeps the transfers from sticking too bad and everything going on nicely. So you don't always have to wax, and you don't have to wax our chalkboard surfaces, but when it's wood like this, then I do like to go ahead and wax, and it just takes a little bit, just putting it over the board in just a few seconds. You can go ahead and apply your transfer right away. The wax does have a kind of a strong odor, so you're going to want to put the lid right back on it again, but you can't smell it on the boards after a few seconds. Just brushing off some fuzz from the towel. I'm getting my fuzzing cloth, and these fuzzing cloths are so nice that you can go ahead and add a little bit of fuzz to the back of our transfers because they are super sticky. Here I am just showing the best way to get the backing paper off. You want to pull from the top and pull the backing paper away from the transfer because, like I said, they are really sticky. If they do stick to themselves, don't panic. It's an easy fix. Just take and run a little bit of water over it, and you can pull it right apart. You don't want to yank on it because it is a material, and you can and will stretch it out. Here I am just getting a little bit of fuzz on it just so that it's not so super sticky. And I have used this transfer before. I tried making this project before, and I messed up when I got to the final end of it, and I went ahead and we're going to redo it together. I'm just lining up my transfer. And I'm rubbing my hands over the top of it just to make sure there are no bubbles or creases in the silkscreen area. If there's a crease or something in the teal area, that is perfectly fine. But you don't want one in your silkscreen because then it will, you'll get a bubble underneath and the paste could spread. I'm just going to go ahead and stir up my almond chalk paste. You're looking for like a yogurt or a cake batter consistency. I love this almond color. It's so pretty. And just applying it and scraping down the paste. Down the transfer. Whatever, at the end, you'll scrape off the excess. You'll want to go ahead and put that right back in the jar because you can reuse it. There's no sense in wasting it. Just going over the top and making sure I have everything covered and that there is no excess. Okay, I think I've got it. Just making sure I have everything covered since this is a large screen area. I don't want to miss anything. What's nice about this transfer is that it is rustic and the distressing is built right in. Now when I go ahead and pull this, I'm going to pull it straight from the top. Or you can go top to bottom, side to side, but you never want to pull from the corners because you can stretch out your transfer. It's a little hard to see this color on camera now that I'm noticing, but in real life it does show up quite well. I'm just setting the transfer aside so that I can wash it, and I'm going in and going to dry this area so that I can put the next layer on top. Here I'm using my heat gun just because it does work a little bit faster for on camera, but if I'm just chalking at home, I would probably use my hairdryer. It doesn't get as hot as my heat gun. Now I set my transfer aside to wash quickly after I'm done. You'll want You'll never want to leave chalk base to dry and for any time period. On these transfers, you're going to want to get that right off. And now I'm going to fuzz up the second layer, which is the roof line and the little holes where the birds would get into the birdhouse. Just trying to grab the transfer. And then I'm going to fuzz up this one as well. One of the reasons that I love Chalk Couture so much is I don't have to worry about weeding all of the little areas out like I would if I'm doing this in vinyl. I love vinyl. I think vinyl has its place, but weeding vinyl makes me crazy. With Chalk Couture, as you see, this transfer is how I got it in the mail. I don't have to worry about weeding anything. I don't have to worry about doing any of that. All the work is already done for me. Here I am just lining it up. I didn't want to use the registration marks because I didn't want excess paint on my board because sometimes it is a pain to get off. But truth be told, this board already was done. I was able to get it off. We have a chalk scraper that you can use and a board eraser. And with a little bit of elbow work, you can get the chalk paste off of these boards. Here I'm showing you that I'm going to do half of the transfer and then pull it up, dry it, and I'll lay it back down. So then I'll do the second half. I just didn't want to have chalk paste drying and not being able to get my transfer off of the board. So you'll see what I'm talking about here in just 1 second. It's called Chalk and Peel, what I'm going to be showing you. And with a bigger transfer, it's a good idea to do it in sections. See, here I go. I'm just going to do just this top part, and then I will dry it, and then I will do the second part. And when you're using a pokey stick like I'm doing here to grab up the corner, be careful that you don't poke a hole in your transfer, because then that's a hole that chalk paste can get through, and you don't want that. Isn't this adorable? I am absolutely in love with this birdhouse. As I'm filming this voiceover, I have the birdhouse sitting here in front of me, and I'm going to tell you, it is so cute. Oh, I just love it. Here I am drying, and then after this, I'm going to lay it back down. Okay. I'm not going to push it down. I am just going to lay it down gently. If I had gotten close to the second half, then I would want to make sure that they were still pushed down, but I didn't get next to them, so it's no big deal. And I'm just going to go over and do the bottom little trim piece. Sorry, I should have pushed the board up further. It's hard to tell sometimes. I think I'm in frame and I'm not. And that brown I didn't tell you, but that's called Bark. Is the name of that brown chalk paste. And here I go again. And you can notice that as it dries, that almond paste does get a little bit darker. So it's easier to see on camera. Oh, I just think it is so cute. And I'm going to give it a quick dry, just so we can move on to the next part. You never want to put a transfer down on wet chalk paste because you will run the risk of pulling up any chalk paste that is wet, and you don't want to do that. Okay. Here I am going to, this is where I switch over to our Bless Our Nest transfer, and I'm just going to add a little bit of flowers and greenery. I am using our Honeydew chalk paste, which I am so sorry I picked a color that is no longer available. I don't know how I did this. I have all these greens and none of them are available any longer. Next week, I should get in my next shipment, and I've ordered some of our new greens, so I won't have this problem anymore. See what happened? I used to be a designer last year, and I took a few months off for personal reasons, and I didn't realize that some of the greens that I have are no longer a part of Chalk Couturue. So I went and grabbed up one of my favorites, which is this one. It's a little chunky, but it's still okay. And I'm just taking a little squeegee, a small squeegee, and going over this Honeydew paste. I'm sorry for using a color that you guys can't get your hands on. That wasn't very nice. But we do have some awesome green colors that you can still get your hands on. I just don't have any of them until next week when my order comes in. Because I ordered up a bunch of the new transfers, and I've ordered some new pastes, and I have 2 shipments coming in next week. My husband thinks I have 1. I have 2. Oops. The UPS guy is going to get tired of coming here. And I'm just going to go ahead and put on the other side. And then we'll go again. Oh, I just love the way this birdhouse came out. It's the ones that I'm making this week. They're all going in one spot on my wall down in my living room, and because there's nothing on that wall yet. And it's not a great big wall. It's just a short wall. And I can't wait to get them all hung up. Does anybody else do that? You like plan out what you want to make and you already picked a wall that it's going to go on in your house? And now this is just one of the smaller flowers, and I believe this one is done in guava. Give it a good stir. Again, looking for that cake batter consistency. Peeling it off, and then I'm going to stick it straight back down before the paste has a chance to dry on my silk screen. And doing it one more time. Ta-da. As many of these boards as I have made over the last year or so, it still is so cool when I go ahead and peel away the transfer and reveal what is there. Okay, and we are, I'm sorry, I should say I'm just fuzzing up this next set of leaves to go underneath these bottom perches. Again, I'm going to be using the Honeydew chalk paste. Even though you can see this chalk base is a little bit thicker, it still works. It still works perfectly fine. So I don't mind using it. I can't buy any new now because we don't have any honeydew left, but it works fine. So it's not a big deal. Yeah, I'm just drying it. So does anybody see anything in the catalog that you would like to see me make? If I don't have it already, I have no problems picking it up. Just let me know, and maybe I can go ahead and get it, and we can make it on a live, or I'll shoot a video of me making it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment sections below. I'm happy to answer them. Also, if you are a designer and if you have been wanting to become a designer like me and you have some questions, go ahead and leave me some comments. If you I'm sorry, I lost my complete train of thought. If you have ever thought, wow, I kind of want to try this, but I don't want to be a designer yet, let me know, and I'll tell you all about Chalk Couturue. And what Chalk Couturue is, you sign up for 3 months. After 3 months, you can cancel at any time. You get a transfer and 3 chalk paste to your house every month. It's $19.99. And not only that, your shipping, if you order anything else, is a flat rate shipping of $4.95. That is cheaper than I have seen anyone doing lately. You'll get shipping cheaper than I'm getting shipping. If you're not a club member, then you pay shipping of $6.95 flat rate. So you're saving $2 on any shipping. Chalk Couturue transfers are free shipping, so you have that. And we have a lot of sales that only club members can get, so that's always cool. There's a lot of perks for being in the club. So yeah, just let me know down in the comments if that is something that you're interested in, and I will get you all of the information. Here I'm just washing off this transfer real fast so that I can go ahead and use it again, but with different colors. Okay, so I'm just cleaning it all off because I want to change the color to pink grapefruit. And I didn't want to take a chance of getting any other color on there. I just sprayed it with water and just wiped it off. And using my fuzzing cloth. The other side of the fuzzing cloth is great for drying off transfers, drying off boards, that type of deal. And just adding this flower here. And we are almost done with this board. There's my pink grapefruit, which is probably one of my favorites. I'm sorry if you can hear my husband in the background. He's downstairs, but sound travels up here pretty quickly. Him and my son are playing with their dog. And adding our last flower. And just scraping it off. And voila. Oh my gosh, this board turned out so freaking cute. I absolutely love it. This is so cute. And if you would like to order any of the products that you saw me use today, you can find them all in my store. Link will be down in the description. Oh, here I just got a little bit of that almond paste on the side, but it's all good. There it is. I will see and talk to you guys all later.